Check, 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 check. Check 1, 2. Is that it? Did I get it? I'm seeing people say yeah. People saying yeah. Okay, and it's you can check one. I don't know why that was. And you're getting both. You're getting both, not just the guitar, but also you're getting everything. Because it's showing both, but am I not getting? Are you only? Hold on. So just voice. No guitar. Guitar sounds acoustic. All right. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I think I can fix that. Yeah. Check, check. Now I think we are live. Okay, listen, I'm just going to need you to forget that whole start part, okay? I'm using THU, and the patch I'm using is you know that one I like, the Marshall one. You know, it's like but they can't call it Marshall. It's M style. M vintage. Actually, it's called M vintage. You know, what's it called? Behave lead. Oh, behave lead. Behave lead. Behave lead. The voice and the guitar are not loud. I'm like redlining over here. It's not dual heavy rig, and I plugged in my my Friedman wah. And we're there. All right, who do we got here? Super lead. Got Jack, got Nick, got Numinator. Jimmy P says it sounds good, and I believe him. Slamzilla, James Murphy, Mike Jones, Yeti Matzi, non-existent human music therapy, Laz Honda, Mike Jones, PC, Rich, and guitar. 145. And my name's Herb, SMYD, Tyler, Newcomb, and Jeffrey, and Frank C, and Rippy, and Speaker. Speaker, we gotta talk. Let's talk. Maybe even tonight. And Bobby's here, and Larry, and John Gregory. Boy, they write themselves. And Terry and hip metal works. Here comes non-existent human. Papa Blue. The headstock smaller? Yeah, in the headstock is smaller. So, and for the longest time, no one really knew like how this headstock was cut, why they cut the ball end so small. They were trying to go back to the original small headstock. This is the first one since the the change in the mid-60s to the big headstock. This is their first foray in the Strat back to the small headstock. And it wasn't right. It's not the right headstock, right? So there was a lot of discussion. They used a worn-out jig. They used the wrong jig. But I heard one theory recently that kind of makes the most sense, and that is the only other small Strat head they were making at the time was the lead in the lead 2, right? Which was a smaller headstock. And they were just lazy, and they just used the same jig. Like, it's literally the same neck, right? With different hardware. That makes a lot of sense to me. What's up, Retro Puffer? Jay Jennings, Mac Jones, Nectar Omega, and Glad Belly, and Fender Stratocaster. You know, it's actually smaller than even the, like a, you know, what should be the small headstock. It's definitely smaller, without a doubt. Yeah, this guitar was made in 1982. This is I remember that year. This is a 1982 with the brass master hardware with the thick gold plating, which is why it still looks like wicked gorgeous all these years later. Because they kind of went to town. The parchment pickguard and all the electronics intact, including the X1 pickup and the special two-way switch that goes, so like here is, you know, regular Strat, and then I mean this is regular Strat. Am I right? No, I had it right the first time. Should be a little darker now. That's regular Strat. And this is in parallel, or series actually. Alright, so it has that wiring was very difficult to do, and they really took a long time. So they really aided on the labor when they were making these guitars. The wiring harness is like unbelievable inside to get all those permutations. It's like, let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, hold on. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. There's 9 permutations. There's not 10 because when you're on the bridge pickup, A or B, it's the same exact thing. There's like that's the crossover. So you can switch to the other side on the bridge pickup, and there's no change at all. All right, that's like a crossover point. So I dug out my wah. Nice. Ever wired a 335 50 stouts? No, I have not. This is called the Strat. See, just says Strat. They're trying to be all cool. Also, this is the only year, the 82. They had them out in 80 and 81. They were supposed to be gold tuners, but they couldn't get the order. They had supply chain problems. So this is the only year that has the gold tuner. So the first 2 years they did a silver logo and it's all chrome hardware. And then this year the only year that they do this, they do the gold logo and all the gold hardware to match the body. And it's the only year where they finally got the switch tip, which was what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a gold switch tip, and they couldn't get them. And they were doing plastic. They were doing plastic. So, anyway. Yeah, candy apple red. And this is truly, I think this is the silver undercoat. I think this is so they do, I don't think this is the gold undercoat, because if you look at some of the dudes who really know their stuff, it seems like the gold undercoat has the silver hardware, the chrome hardware and the silver logo, and the gold, right, for the gold undercoat, and the silver undercoat is the 82. So I'm at a loss. I don't know whether it's a gold undercoat, but actually it's chipped away. Yeah, I'd say that looks a little more silver than gold. I don't know. I'd have to look at it in like sunlight. It's hard to look at it under this stupid lamp because it's like a 6,500 Kelvin. I got to get it like outside with real. Yeah, I bought one of these at Wurlitzer's, but geez, and I guess that was Christmas of '81. So mine had the chrome and had the plastic. I remember when this came out the next year, I was ripped. I was like, you're kidding me, right? Like literally a few months later, I went into the store and they had the gold hardware and the switch tip. Yeah, we got so I guess we got it Black Friday weekend. It was like right after Thanksgiving. And we wound up going down to EU Wurlitzer on Newbury Street, on the corner in Newbury and Mass Ave. And they had them brand new. He pulled it out, pulled the plastic off the case and everything, and opened it up. And I traded in a Strat I had at the time and some cash and walked out with it. I had it for a couple of years, but I got this about, I guess, 10 years ago now? Was it 12 years ago? 10 years ago, I think. Was it 2012? Something like that. There's a guy who's got one up on Reverb right now. He's got like an absolute collector's one with the original case and all the case candy, including the original gray cable. Oh, it's bringing me back. The polished cloth, the gray cable. You know, you'd say you like the chrome, but then you got mixed hardware because they all had the gold down here. It was always a gold jack and gold knobs, and you know this was all gold already. So you got gold on the body and chrome on the headstock. No, it didn't work. It's just the state of them at the time. You know, this guitar practically broke them. It's very expensive and time consuming to wire. When they spec'd it in like 79, it comes out in 80. They spec it in like 79. Gold prices go through the roof, higher than they've ever been. Even recent, when gold has gone crazy, it never quite hit where it was in like 1980. Right, in terms of like real dollars. And then, So they had that going for them. The price of gold went through the roof, and they couldn't even, and that, which may have been why they couldn't get the tuners until '82, and the price of gold finally came down. Hold on, we're getting an inter. There we go. I think this is single coil. They don't do the bathtub route, I think, until I think until like the late 90s. Really, I mean the late 80s. I think really like early 90s. All right, this is still this is CBS. This is a CBS product. This is made by the is it Central Broadcast? We used to know it as Channel 4. Then, what? No, Channel 7, and then Channel 4. Yeah, Columbia Broadcasting, right. Which, you know, they were thinking at the time when they bought the company in 1965, you know, with their whiskeys and their whiskey sours and their thin ties. They're like, yeah, man, we're going to like vertically integrate, you know. We're going to have musicians on our television station and we're going to sell them the guitars that they'll play and we'll get free advertising for our own stuff through our, right? How'd that work out? Well, they would never do it in chrome because they had just done the 25th anniversary, which was a huge debacle for them, of course. It was the return to the 4-bolt neck, and the first ones were this like pearl white, and it had a huge problem with the paint. And, like it cracked and like fell off, and they pretty much stopped production and switched to, I think, a Porsche silver. Actually a pretty good looking color. That's what most of them were sprayed in. That actually in a lot of them has turned gold over the years, you know, as some of the silvers tend to do, depending on how oxidized or I guess how much UV. Probably UV light is probably what does it, right? And so coming off the heels of that, they had a big headstock though. So coming off the heels of that, with the silver anniversary, right, they wanted to go gold. They're like, damn it, we can still make a good guitar. And it took them 3 years, but they got there. Because the first ones actually had, the finish on this is much nicer. If you look at the finish from 80 and 81, because Dan Smith is working for them by now, and I think the quality just goes up, right? This is 82. But 80 and 81, there's like big dark spots and like huge chunks missing because the paint wasn't as good. They didn't get the formula down or the process down until, like, I think Dan Smith got there, and then there was a huge improvement in quality. That's almost certainly a bone nut. You know, I remember I had my nut, right? So I buy the guitar new, and I hate the hum, right? So I had been playing DiMarzio Super Distortions, and now I've got these, like, single coils, and they're humming like crazy, and I'm like, ay, what did I get myself into? And so I bring it down to EU Wurlitzer's, and I have them put a brass nut in it and 3 Seymour Duncan stacked pickups, which got rid of the hum, but it was still a single coil. I was still like never really all into. I was more of a rock player, not a blues player. So it was like it wasn't a good fit. And I knew it, and I wound up trading that in towards the Kramer, which they had switched out to the boat neck on me. Oh, it was, God, I was getting rolled in the early 80s. And then it wasn't really until I switched out the neck on that you know, things started to look my way. And then, of course, I got the RG 560, and, you know, that was really the first guitar that, you know, I was really, really smitten with. Like, just instant attraction and just love. I was like, wow, I am going home with this guitar, like, right now. Still got it. How does it not have dust on it? Well, it's not even full. That's what we in the business like to call product placement. Which reminds me, because I'm not shooting the video this direction. Yeah, I love my RG 560s. In fact, I just opened up a case today that I thought was empty, and it had an RG 560 in it. And I was like, oh, right. Well, that's right, you do have another one. Is the Boston drought over? Not even close. You know, we had some rain come in, and it, like, broke up to the north of us and to the south of us, and we got, like, some dew. It's, like, so bad. I've actually been watering my lawn a little bit, because we're not in a, you know, almost every other town is in a, you know, a lockdown for that. But because we're on that huge reservoir, we're not locked down at all. What's up, Fred? Mega drought here. Has anyone seen Lake Mead? Yeah, no, we have. You're down to dead body level. Oh, Boston has droughts. We are in a major drought. My lawn is completely brown. We haven't had rain in months. And, yeah. I haven't seen the new Kramer Striker. New Kramer Striker, you say, eh? Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. It's got to be on the front page, right? There it is, right? Is this it? Shop now. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. See, they always do this. They make that upper arm a little different. Let you know you playing a striker there, kid. So what do you got? Single, double with a Floyd. So are these? But I'm showing like 3 colors. Oh, I see rosewood, maple, and then ebony. Or that's the color. So what's the? Oh, hardtail. Hardtail. That's the difference. Hardtail. Yeah. It's like, what's the difference? Because they're showing all these color choices, and I'm like, well, if you're showing color choices, then you know what I'm saying? It's like, what's it? Oh yeah, okay, there you go. Oh, that's a nice looking top. Striker. I picked a bad week to quit barbiturates. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice looking flambe. I do like single, double. Not gonna lie. Kind of a fan. It's Wild Ivy. And then, of course, the transparent red. And then the last one, this one here, in majestic purple. Can you handle the perps? The perps and the terps. Oh, yeah. That's looking good. Oh, sure. So you got the perps. Got the red. Like the finest red hairs on the dankest of nugs. Is it satin? Or is that all? Is that a gloss as well? This last one. I don't really say. Hardware. Miscellaneous? No. Neck. Body. Somewhere. Gloss. Satin neck. Gloss body. Satin neck. Okay. Make sure we're clear on that. You know, Bobby and I, we were out at Guitar Center today, and we both agreed we're not fans of the sateen. Kind of like the gloss. We just old school that way. You know, a couple of grumpy old men. I did everything as gloss, and you put it on a buffer wheel. Yeah. What did we see today? We looked at this. That's that's Bobby holding it. That's a Schecter. That's a Schecter right there. We agreed with it. Thought it was a good looking guitar. Like, you know what? It looks pretty good. And then what else do I have for you? Oh yeah, here's the same one, but in the green. And then we were looking at the what I call the bowling ball. You know, what do you think? Love or hate? This has got the old Sustainiac in it. Sustainiac, I sure know. And I'm riffing like I never riffed before. You be Sustainiacing like a maniacin'. You know? It's kind of growing on me. I think if it was like a brighter color, I wouldn't like it as much, but the mottled with the blue seems to work. You know, that's an EVH, and this is, I think, another Schecter. But again, there's a lot of matte finish guitars in there, man. The matte finishes, they've really worked their way in. You know, it's probably half the friggin' stock, it seems. Exactly, get off my dead grass lawn. Get off my lawn. It's all dead. It's coming back. Shut up. Actually, it will come back. When grass goes brown because of that, it's just dormant. It's not dead. I made that mistake once and ripped up a whole lawn. The guy's like, why did you rip it up? I go, it's dead. He goes, it's not dead. It's just dormant. He goes, the second you get rain, he goes, it's going to be dormant for years. And the second you get rain, it all greens right back up again. I go, really? He goes, yeah, that's kind of how grass works. I was like, oh, all right. I know, but the weeds aren't. Exactly. It does look very dead. What are you making hay out there? I agree. Mine looks very dead too. It's looking pretty rough out there. So I was asking Bobby, what do you think about this one? Saw this one online. It's tax-free weekend. So, you know, if you're gonna blow the big bucks, you can save the tax. You like that one? It's kind of a, what is that? A tiger eye or some crap. You know, that's a screenshot with a cam. I can't scroll through it, but I thought it looked kind of nice. It goes to a little bit of mush down here. If it was more consistent all the way through, but right around here, it kind of farts out. Right? It's all nice and it's great and it's great and it's great and oh, right there. You know. So that's why that was a no from me, dog. But it's some people know this, but you know it's under wraps for now. It's a trade secret. Bobby knows about it. My members know about it because you know I share things. But I actually do have a new guitar. Yeah, you heard me, new guitar. But I got to do the video first before I bust it out. Right? You got to do like the full video, the real video, before you do a live show with it, or you just take all the, all the bite out of the new video. So you got to reveal in the new video. And my membership is so low that I don't have to worry, right? That a dozen people or whatever, 20 people, know about it. It's when you do the live show, you sort of give it up. So that video will come out this week. Exactly. And then I have to hold it up and go, is this the best or worst guitar ever? Professional guitarists hate when amateurs use this one amazing trick. Does my wife know about it? No. Well, I announce every guitar I sell, but the ones I buy, I like to keep quiet. Whenever I sell one, I can just sell the guitar. Get me selling guitars. Top 10, number 3 will blow your mind. Exactly, leave Santa out of this. Yeah, exactly. Epi Custom. Bobby's got one too. They had a black one, the ebony. So we were sort of talking earlier today, which is what we do sometimes. The quantity versus quality. Over the years, I tended to be more quantity, because not that I didn't have quality guitars, but I had no problem buying a $250 to $350 guitar, where I know a bunch of people would never buy a guitar that cheap. They just wouldn't do it. I was buying guitars for $199, $179, you know. But what I would like is the variety, right? You like the variety. You got a different shape, you got a different neck, you got a different sound, you got everything, you know, blah 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 blah, right? And so you've got a stable. You've got a stable of axes to choose from, right? You get a little bored with this one, you can move over to that one. You know how it goes, player. Right? Are you a guitar player or what? Come on, player. Are you a player? So, you know, I think lately it's gotten a little out of control. And I've got so many guitars that, you know, they're getting in the way. Because they physically, and this is the part they don't tell you about, unlike, you know, the crap on my computer, the guitars take up a lot of space. You know, I can buy another hard drive, but it's hard to buy more storage space for the guitars. So, you know, I've been lately saying I still want to have variety. I still need a Les Paul. I got my Les Paul Classic. I still need an SG. I got the SG. Probably still going to get a 62 LG SG at some point. But I'm going to get that special one that they did in ebony, right? It's like a custom Gibson exclusive, because then it kind of pairs up with my other one, Ebony and Ebony. You know that song? Ebony and Ebony. You know what I'm talking about. So, so you keep the nice ones. I'll keep this one, right? Keep the Ibanez, you know, there's a nostalgia factor going to it, you know, and of course my real nice Ibanez and any of the ones, you know, but, you know, a lot of the ones, you know, I'm just thinking, you know, I could probably sell, you know, 20 guitars and buy myself a really nice, like, Custom Shop Gibson or Fender or PRS, get myself some Brazilian neck friggin' guitar and, like, maybe be really happy, right? More of a quality thing, right? Where you get rid of 10 or 15 guitars. You know how that goes. You got an extra 10, maybe 15 guitars sitting around, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll move these and you know, and you know, and get like a smaller but more quality stable. But again, still sort of mixing it up. And again, the photograph I used for the thumbnail of this video was by design, because those are all the same guitar but just in a different color. And that's a shot from NAMM, right? Because that's what NAMM does. They put up literally the same guitar in every color to show dealers every single color of every guitar that they have, right? It's a showcase. So you're out there to showcase what you're offering. And so they have one of every guitar in the lineup. So obviously if they have 5 colors of that guitar, they have all 5 colors up there. And, you know, you get a little guilty of that. You know, you're like, oh, maybe I have 2 or 3 of the same exact guitar, just in a different color because I thought it looked cool, right? So that I think is where there's a way to trim a little bit out. And I've been trying to keep them unique, but there's a lot of crossover, you know. So I think that I'm leaning towards thinning it down, getting to a fewer guitars, but keeping either high quality or high nostalgia value, right? And you know, I could probably walk through here and find 10 guitars in 5 minutes to get rid of easily. What would you say is your most wanted model, like in terms of just like being valuable? Quite frankly, this might catch the most money. You know, just because these have shot up recently. And this is a particularly good quality. A lot of them are very chipped up and like really beat, and they don't have the switching intact because, you know, in the last 40 years, somewhere along the line, someone was like, "Oh, I just want to put regular pickups in it," like I did to mine. I did that to mine. You know, I ruined mine within a year. Ripped out that switching system and put in, you know, that because, you know, you're young and stupid. But getting in an all original one, I think that probably this might be my most expensive. I didn't pay the most for this, but I think if you were like going to put like my guitar collection up to auction, at an auction, I would think this might fetch like some of the most money, but just because of its rarity and its condition. Is there a total mention of guitars? No. It's a closely guarded secret. To get rid of your RGs, you know, there may be one. I'll tell you that. There could be one, but that's trickier because some of those RGs I have a long history with, but maybe. And quite frankly, the two I have that I would be getting rid of, I got to work on them. You know, some maniac did the electronics on one, and the other one could use like a fret dressing, you know, which I did. And one of the Ibanez S style I just was working on. Do I have a picture of that up here? I'll show you. Yeah. Yeah, I just did the frets on it. Full on leveling and a crowning and a polishing right there. Yeah. Those weren't custom made, but they were fully made and finished in Japan, and they were assembled in America because the pickups were being made in New York. And so I think they were being assembled in Pennsylvania because it was just cheaper that way. So they'd get the fully finished neck and the fully finished body and everything, and they would put the electronics in it and, you know, get the bridge on it and everything, all the hardware, and they would assemble the guitar in the U.S. So it's a quasi-U.S., but not really. You know, up to, 10% of the work is done in America. And remember, they're not making the pickups. They're getting the pickups from DiMarzio. So, you know, they have them jobbed out. So they're just getting the parts and basically assembling it. Are you more of a single coil guy or humbuckers? I like, my favorite setup is single, double, right? A single coil in the neck, a single coil in the middle, and a humbucker in the bridge. I do like the single, double. But quite frankly, I really do like single, double. I think that's my favorite setup. Kind of like what the Kramer is, you know, the SM1. What else is single, double? The Yamaha is single, double. What else? Something. My Select Strat is single, double. I don't have a P90 guitar, and they had a Gibson one with P90s. It was a what was it? It was I guess the special, but it was gloss. It wasn't matte or satin finish. It was a high gloss red with the P90s, SG, and it was like $8.99. It was pretty low for that particular guitar, and it sold pretty quickly. I was looking at it a little bit. Ultimately, I went with a different lacquered guitar. I've said too much. Oh, thanks, Nick. I've been bit by the vintage bug. Oh, that's gonna cost you, bro. So I've been selling things I don't need to fund more vintage. Yeah. Oh no, there you go. He's in a sell-off. He's in a sell-off. So much fun. Yeah, quality over quantity. I hear you. I've been kind of in a bit of a sell-off myself, you know, and thinking like, you know, do I need a custom shop? Do I need should I sell, 10 guitars, 10 $300 guitars and buy a $3,000 guitar, Or is that stupid? Say no. I don't know. What would you do? Right. Here's your riff of the week. You're going to start yourself with a B-7. Now you can play it here, or you can play it up here. It's up to you. I'm not going to should you to death on that. And then you're going to go to E-7. Again, you can play that. You can play that up here. Right, but I like it. Go to E. Right, that's E-7. So B-7 to E-7 is what we got so far. Then you're going to go to A dominant. To a D sus. And you can let that go if you want, or you can just leave it. Dominant 7. All right, you with me so far? And then over that, you just have the melody. There you go. A little riff for you. Got a baby deer. Oh dear. Patrick might have picked up on it. I have not seen the Elvis movie yet. I did it do. Oh my God, I have a coffee here. Oh my God! Sweet, sweet nectar of the gods. And I know some people love it when they hear me sip and gulp. It's bizarre, but it seems to be a thing. This is for you, bro. Oh, God, it's good. Thinking about doing a Fender Custom Shop Master Build series sometime soon. I wouldn't do that myself. That's a little too much for me. But I wouldn't mind finding a used Custom Shop guitar that's like dead mint. Like someone got it and never really played it, right? Kept it like a collectible. And you can save like a good chunk of money, you know, off of new, like I did with that Ibanez Custom Shop. So, you know, there was a time you could get custom shops, Jesus, under $1,500. But those days are over. You know, when they were doing those, what they called the custom classics, right? They were a, sort of like a production custom shop guitar, but man, bird's eye necks and full-on custom shop details and custom shop fretwork and just nice. And, you know, they were like $2,500 new, $3,000, and you could find them used like $1,700, $1,800, and they were blowing them out on Guitar Center once for like $13.99, $14.99, and the bird's eye maple. I was like, dude, you could own Custom Shop for the price of an American Standard. And I couldn't do it. I probably didn't have the funds, or I just couldn't justify the expense, but I really regret not buying those. At least one of them. They had like 3 of them up there. They had a 60s reissue and surf green the week I bought my surf green neck telly, right? The surf green rosewood neck telly. They had not all rosewood, but a rosewood fretboard. But it was the 1960 reissue Custom Shop, full on, you know, Custom Shop, gorgeous. I mean, stunning. Case, you know, the whole thing, everything loaded. It was like $17.99, $18.99, something like that. Yeah, those prices are gone. You know, now everything up there right now for Custom Shop, you know, the crappy like black body with like an ugly like pearl pick guard, right? That's a much narrower audience, and it might even have like the old logo on the back, right? Because it's a really old Custom Shop. Those are down in the $2,000 to $2,500 range, and anything that's like the new logo with like flame maple and anything that's like really nice, like some desired color or something like that, all $2,600-$2,700 and up, with most of their listings right now at about $3,500. That's way up. That's way up from a year ago. That's about $1,000 up from where they were a year ago. So, you know, the thing about that stuff is that they'll find out the limit, especially on premium products, because they take the hit first, right? So if the market is cooling down enough, then they'll sit on them, and eventually the prices will come down. They'll start slashing prices to move the product. But I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of product move up there. They haven't been slashing prices all that much because product is moving. Yeah, so Closet Classic designates like the finish, right? So there's NOS, New Old Stock. Closet Classic, it'll be like checked finish, but like looking like barely played, right? Then there's Journeyman Relic, that's the lightest Relic because they're learning the trade. Then there's light Relic and then heavy Relic, right? But this is different than that. This is like, they're just going to take a standard Strat, like 22 frets, right? 2-point bridge, you know, just a maple one-piece neck, you know, just a standard Strat, like nothing crazy, but they'll make it in the custom shop. They put a sick bird's eye maple neck on it, right, to make it look like it's like something special. And it is made in the custom shop. And you get the custom shop logo. But they were, I think they were called just Custom Classics, right? And it was a, you know, it was a production line. And I think they were all maple. I'm trying to remember if they did them in rosewood, and I don't know that they did. I think they were all maple fretboards. And here's the other thing. They were all either sunburst, right? Like 2-color or 3-color sunburst, or black. I never saw it in any other color. So again, it was sort of like a limited production thing, where they were just cranking out a bunch of ones, and they're like, here's sort of like a low-cost custom shop. Still made in the custom shop, but you're not custom ordering it. We're making it and putting it out like a production guitar. I don't think they do that anymore. Now it's back to just by order. What happens is I think the stores order them, right? They bring a custom shop in. Yeah, that's right. An ultra heavy Relic, which, you know, it starts to look a little stupid. You know, do you want to own a guitar after a guy who beat his guitar that bad? I mean, really, what does it say? That guitar is bringing baggage with it, man. That guitar's got issues. I don't mind the New Old Stock, right? So sometimes the finish is checked, and I always goof on it, like the whole relicing thing, because I'm like, you know, the one thing that's not relicked, the frets, right? You never get a Relic guitar and there's a bunch of dents in the frets, right? That's really how that guitar would look. No. Always has impeccable fretwork. No dents on the back of the neck, you know, unlike a real guitar that's that old and that beat up. Somehow the neck is spared all dents. They're only on the headstock and on the body, but somehow the neck area, completely fine. That's why it belies reality. I mean, come on. Start putting them out with dented frets. On a red Gibson Lucille. Where did I even find one? Never needed a refret. Very light touch. Not me. If you got a real vintage guitar, you'd have it refretted. See, that's where you have to draw the line between whether you want to be a player or a collector. Because the collectors will be, oh no, slash the value by 30%. A refret? No. These aren't for playing, dear sir. These are for throwing in a case, putting it up on a table, and then opening the case in front of your friends to gasps. That's all that is. That's all that's for. You have a custom classic, it's blonde, yeah. And so does it have, is it, let me ask you this, is it a V-neck? Or is it a C? Be curious if it's a V-neck. Because I feel like sometimes they looked, especially with the two-color sunburst, like they were going for a 50s vibe. Own a couple of NAM guitar and master built order, ultra heavy. Looks like a record plays like a gem. So I did play an ultra heavy Relic once, and it was a very, very nice playing guitar. I have no problem with Fender because they know what they're doing. I have no problem with Fender. There was a period about 5 or 6 years ago where Craigslist was just loaded with people's custom Relic jobs where they would take a polyester finished guitar, a polyurethane finished guitar, and try and quote unquote relic it and just absolutely destroy it. And then they're like, you took a $400 guitar, turned it into a $250 guitar, and you're asking $800. That's what was getting me going. I'm like, why? You're ruining it. I think that market died out a little bit because people realized that poly wasn't a particularly good finish to work with. Feels good to purge and sell stuff and reorganize and focus on a guitar that's right. You know, I agree. Sometimes you just feel like you've been sitting around surrounded by the same guitars for what seems like forever. You're like, you know what? Maybe I need to mix it up. And maybe I'll put a black Les Paul Custom. Own my own guitar store? No. You ever work in a guitar store? It's the worst. This is guitar store day one. All right, that's it. That's day one. Day two. Yeah. All right. I worked in a music store. That is the sound of a music store. You're right. That's one, maybe 2 days a year that dude walks in. Period. He's probably a working musician and he's broke. Yeah, it's just different hours of the first day. Exactly. We used to have this woman. It's a scam. Everything was a scam. It's a scam! She had full-on mental illness. In a thick Irish brogue. It's all a scam! How much is that amp? $119. What? It's a scam! Well, okay. Right. Man. Work retail a little while. Oh my God, that lady. You're crazy! You are crazy! I'm crazy? Okay. Working musician? Music is not work. Sure it is. But you're basically in the moving business. It's a lot of picking things up and putting things down. I haven't had a wah going in a while, and I like this one. My daughter made a little bank, pottery, a little bank of cutie, and it is friggin' adorable. It's so well done. We were laughing. We were going, oh my God, it's perfect. Oh, hello, France. Bonjour. If I try the Seymour Duncan Whole Lot of Love humbucker set, I don't think it had the set, but I remember that Diamond guitar I had for about a year, the Diamond Hailfire. That had the Whole Lot of Love humbucker. I think in the, I want to say it had it in the bridge, right? It wouldn't be in the neck, right? It'd be in the bridge. And then I think it just had maybe a jazz in the neck. I forget now, but it definitely had a whole lot of humbucker somewhere in that Hailfire, and it sounded pretty good. Should I repaint my Jackson and my J91 with a nice painting or leave it white? Well, here's the thing. Whenever you do a paint job like that, you really do kill the market for guitars. People want them stock color. And when you do a refinish, it really does kill the value. If it's something you really like and you're going to hold on to, and you don't mind taking a massive beating on the price, then paint it whatever you want. But I find that when guitars are refinished, and you see it all the time with old RGs, because I'm going like, it was never this color, or it was never a natural finish like that. They're like custom natural finish. I'm like, that looks like garbage, because that's, you know, the wood that's under, there's a reason why it was painted a solid color, you know. So you can do whatever you want, but you'll probably take a hit at resale, even if you do a really good job. It would have to be like some amazing, like really stunning paint job to like keep it status, you know, right where it is. Or you might get a little bit more if it was like a really good, but most of the time it's never as good as where it starts. It's usually a bit of a downgrade, because you never quite have the professional level of materials or environment that they use to get it done so great, you know, free of blems. But I don't know, it could work. Do you know if the mass tax holiday works for online purchases? It does. Though it wasn't working last night at about 1 in the morning, because I think most everybody didn't turn over till 3 a.m., right? Pacific time is when they do it. But this morning it worked. I was able to get a hard drive delivered, a little SSD drive. That there was the 1 terabyte drive. They had it down. It was like normally like $98. It was down to like $56, free shipping and no tax. So I ordered that this morning. It was here by like 2 in the afternoon. And, you know, we went out to Guitar Center. We looked around, but it maxes out at $2,500. Right? $24.99 is the most you can spend and get it tax-free at 2500.00. You pay the tax on all 2,500. You know, 2501 isn't tax on a penny. It's a tax on 25. You know, 100 and, you know, I mean, a tax on $1. It's on $2,501. So it kind of sucks, because that value was assigned in like what, 2008, like the first time they did this. It's like, can we up that to $5,000? I got a couple of guitars I'm looking at. Let's see, standard tuning? No. You know, for a little while, I'm trying to think of when this was, but I have to think it was the late. Well, you know what? I know when it was now that I think about it. It was right around 1991 or so. I was getting into the alternate tuning. So I remember right around the time I bought this bike, a very expensive mountain bike. And, yeah. So I guess drop D, maybe G, right? Whatever the Rolling Stones tunings, right? I was sort of getting into those, but it wears off. Well, if Guitar Center was smart, they would not make everything 2501, because they won't get the sale. If you have a guitar that's $26.99, maybe for one weekend, put it up at $24.99, and you'll sell the damn thing, right? But if you put it up at $26.99, $200 over the limit, who's doing that? It's like an incentive not to buy that guitar. Have a good one, Monty. Everything gets a modular sense? No, boy, that looks like a rabbit hole, huh? That's a deep well. That'll keep you busy. That'll cost you $1,000 in friggin' patch cables. Yeah, I like the red headstock. Going to 70 stash with that plan? Yeah. You're going to look like the bass player from, well, no. The bass player in the Muppets, I think, is based on Jeff Baxter, right? I'm using the Friedman wah. I think this is what, the Gold 76? Gold 74? I forget now. I think Animal is based on Keith Moon. Mo the bartender is based on, who's the guy who used to do Sniglets? Remember him on SNL from the early 80s? Richard. Can't think of his name. Oh, yeah. Animal is Mick Fleetwood. Did Amy Timmons make you cry too? No. No, I don't think it's Rich Hall, right? Because Rich Hall is the guy who's married to, there's a different dude. Maybe it isn't Rich. He's married to Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Brad Hall is. It's not, definitely not him. Can't think of his name. He used to Sniglets. That's the only thing I can remember. That was his like signature bit. No, it wasn't Al Franken. But he had curly hair, this guy. No, it wasn't Aykroyd. Aykroyd was gone by then. He was in that little period, I think in like the early 80s, like 81, 82, when, what's his name wasn't there, right? And the show had really taken a hit. No, not Robert Smigel. I know him. Hold on. Oh, you know, it says Rich Hall. I'm thinking of Brad, not Rich. Brad Hall. Rich Hall. Do they have a picture of him? Yeah, there he is. That's the guy who Mo Sislak. That's the Mo from The Simpsons is based on that dude. Oh, welcome to Thunder Falcon. To the Cool Bro. Did you hear Howard Stern's father just passed away? He was 99, I know. You see how long his mom lasts now, because they were sort of a team. I know, 99. So I'm going to go see Fluff's band Dragged Under tomorrow. But it got canceled. Hope everything was okay. I didn't know. Cutie. Yeah. Come over, you goobers. Yeah. No, just flop down. Just flop it down. Any SRV lifts? Feel like I need to. Oh no, I hear her. Her new name is Crybaby, because God, she it's like, what? Ah! It's like, God, you're like a friggin' 3-year-old. 2-year-old. I almost feel like I need I have like a contemporary. What? Ever own a dog? No, we never owned a dog, mainly because we lived, couldn't really get a dog when we were real little, so we got cats. And so it's sort of always been a cat person. My sister has dogs, but never here. You're caught up now, Sassy Cat, I hope. Last time I broke a string? I'm trying to think. It's been recent. The last year, I think. That's usually when I do a whole restring. I never replace a string. I always do a full restring. What year is this Fender? 1982. 1982. I was 16 at the time. I remember when Randy died. I was 16 in 82. Big breakout year for me was 83. Got my license, went to Berkeley in 83 in the summer program. Got my first issue of guitar for the Practicing Musician that fall. The premiere issue came out. And then in 84, spring of 84, I got the Kramer. Got that Kramer right before the end of school. Yeah, it's in pretty good shape for an 82, man. Really good. I'll just hold it up like this. Pretty damn good. Considering that, I guess it's 40 years old now. It's 40. Riff a Day, similar to a song from Sir Paul McCartney. In a puppy world, I'm a puppy girl. In the Ibanez USA, no. We had a couple come in the music store too, some of those Ibanez USA models with the big thick tops on them, right? Remember they had a crazy thick top, like a, I don't know, something like 6 millimeter, right? Some really thick. It was like it was like 1/3 of the thickness of the guitar was the top. And I never got one though. We had a Sunburst that was really nice. I think we had one that was just black paint that was really nice. Is that candy apple? Yeah, officially this is considered the candy apple. It's pretty dark though. Lighter on the, feels lighter on the headstock, but actually they're probably about the same. It just depends on how the, I flip it. It's an ash body. This thing weighs a ton. This guitar's like 10 pounds. Well, I see Cutie. I don't see Buddy. It is. It's the Buddy Cat riff. He's yeah. He's my buddy cat. Please don't call him fat. He just is thick fur. He just is thick fur. Cause it's the winter. Yeah, winter. He can't jump too high. Cause he's my lucky guy. Yeah, he's my buddy cat. Please don't call him fat. He just is thick. Do the I don't know the Three's Company song. I was going through a period. I was learning a lot of the theme songs, but I never learned it. Oh, it's real gold. In fact, so to call yourself gold plated, you have to have a half a micron. If it's less than a half a micron, you have to say gold electroplated by law, right? You can't say gold plated. So at the time, to be called gold plated, you had to have a half a micron. But if you were like a nice watch and you were worried about the gold wearing off, you'd put like 20 microns on, right? Because you're worried, like fine jewelry would have like 20 microns because it'd be worried about the gold rubbing off. This has 100 microns. Oh, the money they lost. And because they were worried that as people used it, they were going to wear the gold off. They were so worried about the gold wearing off and it looking really bad. So they did 100 microns of gold. And, that's why I swear they lost money on every single guitar. Between the wiring and the ridiculous order to use 100 microns of gold. And then under the gold on the knobs, on the switch tip, and on the bridge, it's all brass. Right, it's gold on top of brass. This is gold on steel because they have to stamp it, right? The jack. But this is the what they call the brass master hardware. And yeah. You okay up there? Yeah, you better run. That's Shawshank. You better run, Shawshank. This guitar is really heavy. This guitar weighs, I think, almost 10 pounds. Definitely over 9. Any Flying V's in your collection? No, but I want to get one. I want to get the one that is, what do I want to say? It's the 70s, right? It's white with the dot inlay and the binding on the neck. It needs to have the binding. I think without the binding, it's not quite the same, you know. Yeah, USA built. Yeah, because in '82, was that the first year they introduced Japanese? Right before that, there was nothing imported. I think '82 is the first year that they do the JV series Squires that say Fender and a tiny little Squire up at the top. And they had a big sticker, USA pickups. And I remember we had those. I remember we had them in stock at the music store. And a guy coming in saying, "Oh, that looks like a nice guitar." He goes, "Yeah, that one's got the USA pickups." He goes, "Oh, what do you mean?" He's, "Oh, this is not made in America." He was like so angry that the Strat wasn't made in America. And he's like, "Yeah, they're not making anything in America right now. It's all made in Japan." Well, they retool. So pretty much all of '85. '86, they came out with the new vintage line. They only had like a 50, I think a 57 reissue and a 62 reissue. And then the following year, '87, they had the American Standard come out. Japan built just as good, if not better. Oh, in '82, better. Oh, please. Oh, they were running circles around them. Yeah, no. They were way. When those first JV showed up, those dudes were like, "Oh, we are in trouble." We are getting our ass handed to us by these imports. And they knew it. They knew it. And they're like, that was the beginning, pretty much the beginning of the end of the CBS ownership when they got those first round of, because inflation is massive. They're trying to get a guitar out under like $300, $300 to $500, and they can't do it. And so they turn to the Japanese market to get those, to get guitars, to hit a price point. And they showed up and they were better than what they were offering. But when they, it all changed in the late '80s. So like when they sold, they bought back, CBS sold the company back to the original, not the original, but the, basically all the top dudes who work there. It was sort of like an internal buyback. They sort of bought their freedom. And who knows what story is correct, but there's a couple of stories. One, that they didn't realize that they weren't getting the Corona plant. And I mean the Fullerton plant, right? And then the other one, it's just like, no, they didn't want the Fullerton plant because it was, old, and they wanted to start fresh. So they saved money by not getting the plant and letting them just liquidate the plant. So I don't know what's true. And it seems like it would be a massive oversight to miss, putting the factory in the, in there if that was a thing. You like that, Ben Tom? Like the matching headstock there? The old '82. 82 Strat. Let's not call it a Stratocaster. It's just Strat. They were so edgy back then. MIJ guitars are my weakness. I keep buying them. I have an MIJ 65 reissue that I love. I have an MIJ 54 reissue that I love. I wouldn't mind getting the MIJ 62, right? And then they make like some weird ones, like I think they do like a 68 or a 69, right, with the big headstock. I think they did a 70s at one point, you know, MIJ and all that stuff. It's all made by Fujigen. It was like top friggin' quality. And, oh my God, at the time, eventually Fender sort of overtook and came back and made a big comeback. But, you know, in the early 80s, it was no contest. The MIJ stuff crushed the local stuff. And so these were sort of, I don't know if they were made to order or they were just all over the place, but this guitar's got a V-neck, soft V, you know, but I know that they make them with C-necks, they would make them with U-necks, it's like they're all over the place. This is V, that's V all day. House is on fire. What guitar are you grabbing to save for us? I don't know. Probably my Ibanez RG. Maybe the Select Strat. You know, quite frankly, you know, it's a dangerous situation to try and save a guitar. No guitar is that special to risk, you know, being injured or killed in a fire. You know, probably none of them. Let them burn. Use insurance proceeds and get some new ones. Yeah, Volas are made in Japan. Japan and the U.S. Yeah, my barber's, my barber was finally back from a trip to Lebanon. He's Lebanese. Every summer he goes back to Lebanon for like 3 weeks. James Taylor Japan models look killer. You know, most of the stuff, so the two big factories out of Japan are either going to be Fujigen or Dynagaki. What if it's a pre-CBS Strat? I don't own a pre-CBS Strat. If I had one of those, I'd probably have to have an extra insurance, like, rider on it. But really, what guitar is worth risking your life? None. And I guess it's just that I don't, you know, so many dudes treat their guitar like their girlfriend, you know. It's like, you know, like, don't touch it. You know, it's superior in every way, and, you know, they can't even imagine leaving it behind. I treat my guitars like my lawnmower. You know? Once it stops working, you're gone. Or if you fall out of favor, you're gone. What's up, Coos? Some people don't touch their girlfriend. Well, they treat their guitar like it. So you touch their guitar and They're like, be cool, bro. It's like, okay. I hate my lawnmower very bad. Both my lawnmower and my lawn vacuum / blower, both of them, I am happy to report, and I used them both today, start with one pull. One. Even from having used it in 2 weeks, broom. A broom. You know, not to brag, I'm just saying, one pull. Now, in the winter, that blower will get a little more cantankerous. But right now, while it's warm out, super easy. $3:45 a.m. in Greece, man. You are up late, man, or early, I guess. Do I believe in UFOs? Sure, I do believe that there are some unidentified flying objects, but I don't think they're aliens. Though I do want to see that new Jordan Peele movie. That looks pretty cool. This new, no, I've had this about 10 years. I had been, so, it's so funny. I saw one of these up for sale one night on eBay, and I'm in the attic. This is like 2009. And I'm like, oh my God, it's one of those 82 Strats, you know? It's like one of those, like, you know, like I had when I was 15. And I was like, you know, I should really, you know, I was looking at it, and it's up at like, you know, $8.99, $9.10. I said, oh, it's going to go for way, way more. It sells for like $9.30. And I am dying. Like, oh my God, you should have bought that. You know, I am like beside my head, the case, all the original case candy and the strap. It was like mint. I'm like, no worries. No worries. You'll get another one. Another one will show up. 5 years. I think it was 5 years. So it was probably 2014 I got this. It's like 4 or 5 years before I actually found this one. Took a while. And one of these finally showed up with no case, but it was in pretty damn good shape. And the electronics are intact. So, very, very lucky. I got the Donner acoustic with the effects. Yeah, it is really cool. After a bunch of coupons, it costs like kind of. There you go, right? Took it camping, right? Yeah. You know, it's kind of a goof, but then you start playing it and you're like, I am really enjoying this, right? And it's so cheap. You know, it's fun. Where is that cat? Oh, she's in the window. She's in your window. Hey, Sean. You're not falling asleep on me, are you, Sean? I don't know the big deal about the Klon pedal, but yup, she's in my window. I still play my Spark. I still have the bigger Spark. I sold the little one because I wasn't going to use it. I knew I wouldn't because I have the bigger one, you know. What's so cheap that you're playing? That acoustic with the effects. Did you see that video I did? The Donner with the built-in acoustic. It's got like a built-in speaker and acoustic effects. We don't know where the clam went. We still have the tank, though. You know, we were supposed to get rid of that tank this summer, and the tank marches on. You know, we'll see. I keep saying we're going to be, you know, we're here for August, and we're going to be going into September, and then it'll be October. It's like, what are we doing? Exactly, built-in speaker. Is that for my speaker? It is. I don't find mice heads around. No, the Cutie found a mouse the other day, but managed to severely injure it and then lose it. I don't know what happened. Clams from space. I haven't played a wah in so long. Thought the new guitar was a Randy Rhoads V. Well, soon all questions will be answered. All fears will be allayed. Might smell the cats and then leave. We hope so. When we first got the cats, after we had lost our other two cats to just old age, we wound up, you know, getting these cats. And very quickly, that Sweetie, God, she had two mice. Like first night she had a mouse. Like a week later she had another mouse. And then it was quiet, you know. And then Cutie had one a couple of weeks ago, and then it's been quiet ever since. You like your Kramer Beretta special? The frets are really good on those. Although I got a little sprout in the dead of winter, but the sprout's all gone now because it's so, you know, moist. But in the middle of the winter, I got sprout on it. Bought a lobster from the grocery store. Has been raising it a pet. Yeah, do you name it Pinchy? I call the big one Pinchy. Thought the new guitar was an FGM S series. That guitar I actually got in 2013. And the problem with that guitar was that the trim arm socket was missing the retainer clip. So I just had to order it from Hoshino, and I did that like literally in 2013. And was it 2012, 2013, somewhere around there? And then it was missing some other part as well. I can't think of what it was. I think it was the large hex bolt that goes around the the holder, the trem arm socket. And so I just had to do a little rebuild on the trem. It's all fine now. It works great. The problem with that guitar is that the dude scratched his initials in the back of it, like a moron. Because he said, you know what, I'm keeping this forever. And sold. Yep. Stereo setup. You listening in stereo, bro? That's stereo right there. I don't really do it through the amps. It's a little harder to set up, much easier to do it with the software. And I don't use the amps all that much. I only do it when I have company over. I miss having a wah-wah. This is the best setting. This is the middle setting. It has 3 settings. One setting is horrible, and the other setting is just way too bright. This is by far the best one. Exactly, when I'm entertaining. I already drank the coffee, Ken. Already drunk. What kind of coffee? The Kirkland French roast. Doing it up tonight? Probably not. That last week was that was a shocker. But I was feeling it the next day. And I was up early this morning. You know? All right, dudes. Well, it is 9 p.m. So I think we are going to call it... You know? We'll call it a night. I have a new video coming out this week. New guitar. I'm really happy to show it to you. Should see that by Tuesday or Wednesday. And there you go. I'll definitely be here back in a week. See you then. And super thanks to anyone who contributed or joined tonight. Always very much appreciated. And, you know, Brofist to my mod squad. Hashtag mod squad. All right, dudes. No, you rock. Have a great week, everybody. And there you go. There we go. I'll see you in a week. And I'll probably have that new guitar a week from tonight, because then I can unveil it. It's already been unveiled in the video, and then we can go from there. So there you have it. All right, dudes. No, you rock. And I'll see you in a week. And have a wonderful week. And there you have it. All right, dudes. Rock on. Where's my thing? It is here. All right. Later.